Words are cheap. Delivery isn't. Say the same sentence 2 different ways and one will be ignored. The other will change a decision. Today I'll show 7 voice and phrasing hacks you can use tomorrow, and the last one rewires how people respond to you. Hi, we are Humatik. We explain human behavior with science and practice. I've spent 2 decades helping creators, executives, and speakers get heard, not by shouting, but by precise phrasing and voice control. This is the distilled method. Quick story. A team lead I coached kept losing buy-in during meetings. He had great ideas, but no uptake. We changed 3 words and 1 pause in his pitch. The team committed. He told me later, "I don't feel different. They do." That's the power of delivery. We're going to cover 7 changes today. Small, repeatable, and practical. The final one is the structural pivot that creates curiosity and follow-through. Don't skip it. Most people think good speaking is personality. Extroverts win, introverts lose. That's the Dunning-Kruger lie. A few tricks create overconfidence and noise. Real skill is repeatable processes. We'll move from easy to deep. Follow along and try each micro-task. People process outcomes first. Anchor your sentence with the result, not the backstory. Instead of, "I want to improve team meetings because we waste time," say, "We'll cut meeting time by 30% with 1 agenda change." Start with the result, then give the how. Why it works. The brain prioritizes value signals. Outcome first equals instant relevance. Task. Rewrite a current sentence to lead with the outcome. Speak it aloud now. A 300-500 minuters pause before a key statement increases perceived importance. It creates a tiny expectancy gap. Try it. We will brief pause. Change how we report results. The pause pulls attention. The brain fills the silence with weight. Why it works. Pauses act as emphasis without volume. Task. Insert 1 micro-pause before a sentence you want to land. Record and listen. Tone shapes meaning. Use a fall rise on key phrases to sound authoritative yet open. Example, "That is the plan." Fall versus "That is the plan." Rise. Use the latter. Assertive fall, then curious rise. Why it works. Intonation signals certainty versus invitation. Task. Say 1 line with a fall, then the same line with a rise. Notice the difference. Replace weak verbs and filler with tight, concrete power words. "We might explore" becomes "we will test." Swap try to deliver, maybe to let's. Verbs shape perception of confidence. Why it works. Language narrows possibilities into action. Task. Find 1 passive phrase you use and replace the verb now. Speak the swap aloud. Frame outcomes for the listener with "you benefits." Instead of, "I think this will help," say, "You'll see faster results if." Using "you" directs attention to the listener's gain, which increases engagement and buy-in. Why it works. Humans are self-referential. You triggers the brain's self-interest circuits. Task. Reframe 1 sentence from "I" to "you." Say it to the camera now. Stories beat logic. A 10-second micro-story with a clear setup, conflict, and outcome sticks in memory. Use them as proof anchors. Example. Last week a teammate cut our reporting time by half. We did X and saved Y. Short story equals evidence. Why it works. Story engages narrative memory systems. Task. Write a 10-second micro-story you can tell in the next meeting. This is the structural game changer. End your key point with a pivot that invites next steps. Instead of finishing with, "That's it," end with a question or a hint. "That's the plan. But there's 1 variable I want to test next week." This keeps attention and triggers follow-up behavior. Why it works. The pivot creates an open loop. People continue thinking and often follow up. Task. Take a conclusion you usually say and add a 1-line pivot to it. Now combine anchor outcome, micro pause, fall rise, power verb, you frame, 10-second micro story, and pivot. That sounds like a lot, but each piece is small. Rehearse 1 sentence now using 2 of these hacks. Post it in the comments. I'll pin the best example. Final note, these are not theater tricks. They are tools to make what you say align with how people listen. Start small, pick 2 hacks, practice for a week, and watch your conversations change. Next video, we'll do a deep dive on voice physiology, 7 small voice adjustments that make you sound lower, calmer, and more credible. I'll show you exact exercises. This is Humatique. Subscribe if you want science-backed growth twice a week.